trying to identify me, you can find. Hi you guys, how are you? So I just wanted to take a second. I don't usually do videos on my LinkedIn, but hi, how's it going? You can see I've got my extra dark eyebrows on. If you need to know how I look without them, please reference my Instagram page or my Facebook. If I'm ever lost or missing, or you're trying to identify me, you can find photos of me with a fresh face as well as with full makeup there. I just wanted to jump on really quick and say hello to everyone. I am struggling, okay? I have gone through it all. On my Instagram, the direct link can be found there. There are definitely some things going on that do not take place in normal society, and I just wanted to bring them to light in an effort to have some sort of solutions and resolution. My name is Heather Gillespie. I have 10 plus years background in healthcare advocacy, ethics, law, new business development. I've also worked in numerous other roles, including but not limited to promotions, promotional modeling, spokes modeling. I have a formal background in healthcare administration with a focus on medical law and ethics. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for 6 years under Doctors Renee Aronson, Linda Maletti, and Carly Scamra as my primary 3 physicians. And I have been working with between, I would say, 20 and 30 of their physicians on a part-time or full-time basis, depending on the day, intermittently. So some of them would call on me for diabetic education. I'm sorry, not a full-time basis, a part-time kind of as-needed basis. Maletti, Scamra, and Renee Aronson were my 3 full-time doctors, and then I also acquired Susan Burke during that time, and did a lot of stand-in for Walter Stoller during the period of time that his assistant was on maternity leave. So I did have 5 full-time doctors at one point there, and I am fabulous at anticipating the needs of others and handling all sorts of business. And I am eagerly awaiting the next portion of my career to start. I was driving delivery services and human transportation services through Uber and Lyft for the last 2 years. Prior to that, I was doing some other promotional modeling and some various self-employment endeavors and opportunities. I have about a year in between where I was doing multi-role hospitality, so everything from front-end, back-end manager, bartender, floor supervising, putting up ping pong tables and event coordination, any and all, responsibilities that you could think of within that role. So that was fantastic to do. I felt like it was actually a period of time in which I was able to gain a lot of insight for what those people go through in that field. I was promised a healthcare consulting job to be kind of on the front lines of things as lines of questioning continue to pour in with regards to the morality and ethicalness of a lot of the things that have gone on in healthcare, especially with the Mark Zuckerberg, Priscilla Chan initiative to end, eliminate, or cure all diseases by the end of the century. There are people asking questions all over the place. There are so many inquiries, and I know that the doctors are very busy with other lines of questioning from more of a personal perspective, I'm sure. And so in an effort to keep everyone on their best A game and able to see patients to date, while also responding to questions. I'm sure they've got depositions and all this other stuff. I have been employed as a resource to be on the front lines of those lines of questions. So if you see me or hear more about me, I do have a much specialized focus in billing, coding, medical law, and ethics, a lot of strategy and practical implementation of electronic medical records, along with coordination of open API systems that allow for pharmaceutical records, other doctor's office and specialists involved in care teams, depositions with regards to medical malpractice lawsuits or the defense of physicians or patients in either of those things. So I'm very excited for that role and very hopeful that I'll be able to begin shortly. In the meantime, I have secured a position as a cashier in another business, but I have not been given my start date yet. I know my hours, but not my start date. So in this period of 7 days since my last full-time day of work, last Monday at approximately 11:30, all of my driving applications were frozen, and I began to offer personal driving services to and from the Executive Chicago Airport, O'Hare Airport, Midway Airport, as well as several other private airports only in the north areas. I've not done any driving to Gary as of lately. I have taken that ride before, but I am focusing now on the north areas. So if you need that sort of service, please feel free to send me an email to my email address, which is also listed here, and I will insert below as well. There is a flat rate for those rides, and same-day bookings do require an elevation in the rate. So let me know if anyone needs a ride. I am typically always in my vehicle waiting on those opportunities. And it's also a gorgeous ride to a lot of those airports. If you are city-based, you will understand. If you take that ride into the north suburbs, there's just a lot of peace in those rides. So anyhow, I hope everyone is doing great. I just wanted to jump on and touch base and say, please review my Instagram video that I just posted. That will have a lot more information on the updates of things I've been experiencing daily. It has been a rough few weeks, you guys. Oh my gosh. So that's where I've been documenting everything and keeping track, and I hope that everyone is having the best day ever, and you know, everyone is on the same page. I know that we are all not on the same page today, but that is the effort and that is the goal. So stay aligned and stay, you know, non-predatory, and please try to practice, you know, moral and ethical decision making.